God has given his own terms for the godly man, and they are found in 1 Timothy 3, 1 through 7. All right, so here's the thing. What good is all this stuff if you don't have a plan? I mean, sure, it's provoking your thoughts and even rewiring your thinking, but if you don't have a plan to apply these characteristics to your life, you'll lose them as fast as you gained them. So I want to give you some ideas on how you can train yourself for godliness each week as we walk through these characteristics together. Oh yeah, if you haven't yet started the series I'm talking about, I'll give you a link at the end of the video so you can get caught up. Since we're walking through one characteristic each week, I want you to focus only on one characteristic for the rest of the week. This will prevent overload and allow you to concentrate deeply so that what you learn can settle into your heart and mind. After watching a video on a particular characteristic, I want you to immediately start journaling. At the top of your page, write the characteristic out by name, using a name that makes sense to you, maybe the biblical word or the term I used in the video itself. Then, write a brief summary of the characteristic in your own words. Summary of 1 to 2 sentences, but really try to be accurate because you might refer back to this later on in the week. Next, try and list 5 ways you see the lack of this quality in your life. Think about how you recently failed at it or ways in which you are tempted to fail at it. Maybe write down some real temptations. You want to give yourself an honest evaluation, providing yourself with actual circumstances and attitudes. I call them my weaknesses. After that, you want to list 5 corresponding ways to improve those weaknesses. Maybe it involves avoiding something or substituting something, calling a friend for help, or maybe it's making bigger life changes. This list will turn into your weekly goals and ways for you to measure your growth. And finally, leave some space at the bottom of the page to write down your failures and successes during the week in order to take them to prayer. In fact, be sure to write down your victories in order to express gratitude toward the Lord. This will not only help you remember, it will motivate you to stay the course. That's it. I added some links to some journals that you can purchase, as well as a free download you can print out at home and save you some cash. If you have a close friend, invite him to join you and you can work through this together for accountability and mutual encouragement. That helps big time. That being said, I hope this series is helpful to you. If you haven't yet subscribed and clicked the bell, you need to do that right now so that you don't miss any videos in the future. And for those of you who haven't yet started the series, here's a link that you could click on to get caught up.